What up, guys? Jordan Maxham here. You're tuned into Shit Magazine Podcast, and it's the best thing out there. If you're not listening, you need to get over there and tune in. Much love. Come check out this little conversation that we just had. Take care.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Shit Podcast. Today we are with a very special guest. Definitely a very special guest. He can be very gnarly with his skateboard, and he can be very technical also with his skateboard. He is Jordan Maxham. How are you, Jordan?
I'm doing well. How are you? What time is it over there where you are?
9 in the morning. Okay, 10 minutes to 9. And in your country?
Yeah, it's 9:50 a.m. over here, so we're just a little bit after you.
A little bit, but not so much. Okay. And you are going to skate today?
Yeah, I am going to skate today for sure.
Okay.
Right now, I'm right now so I live in Los Angeles, but I'm currently in Vermont where my mom lives because me and my wife are about to have a baby. So we're kind of here.
Congratulations,
just waiting for
man.
the baby to come. Thank you so much. And the skate park that I grew up skating is like 5 minutes away from my mom's house.
Oh, that's great.
It's so fun. I just go over there and cruise around at night and see some of my childhood friends. It's a good time.
So do you think that this skate park was like your training facility?
For sure. Yeah, when I was like 10 years old, they built it. And up until then, there was nowhere to skate, especially where I live. And as soon as they built it, it was kind of the end of trying to play every other sport. And I was just at the skate park every day.
Okay. And this skate park has everything. Rails, sets of stairs, transitions.
Not really. It doesn't have everything like that. Like it didn't have any stairs to jump down. There was a rail when I was a kid, but the rail's gone now. Somebody stole it, actually. Somebody unscrewed the rail and took it home. I don't know why they did that.
But was a flat bar? Was a flat bar?
Yeah, we have a flat bar. There's a spine. There's like a mini ramp. It's pretty good. It's a great skate park. It's just not anything what people would imagine, like when they see, a California skate park. It's nothing like that. It's a lot of transition. It's not like a street plaza.
Okay. So tell us, Jordan, how much time have been you doing skateboarding since you started?
Man, I just turned 30. And I started skating when I was 10. So I've been skating for 20 years.
20 years. And you never stop. You have never stopped.
Nope. I've never stopped longer than I needed to. If I get hurt, I'll take a break. But
a little break. So have you had any serious injury? Something?
I think the most serious injury I ever had was a few years ago. I broke my thumb. In like 3 places. It was like a zigzag, and during the same slam, I split my eye open and had to get stitches on my eye. But knock on wood, I've been real lucky that I haven't had any crazy injuries that have taken me out for a long time.
And what were you doing? A gap?
So I was trying to grind. There's a big rail, and I tried to like grind and ollie over. If you guys want to see the slam, it's the only time I've ever had a haul of meat on Thrasher. So if you were to go look up the slam on Thrasher, then
the slam is filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're okay right now.
Yeah, I'm okay. So I can't see this thumb. I can bend crazy. This is the one I broke straight up.
Okay, a little difference, but
a little different.
Okay, and how has this year been for you and for your skater career? This year 2020 has been pretty weird. So
it's been real weird. So the beginning of 2020, was awesome. Everything was good. Went to Tampa Pro, had a great time. And then right when we got home from Tampa, I think it was the end of February, was when COVID kind of hit the world. And it was already around a little bit before then, but that's when it started getting taken very seriously. And we had also recently found out that my wife was pregnant. So while my friends were all excited about all the schools being closed and there being no traffic, everyone was out there getting all kinds of footage, just skating all the spots that you can't skate. Everyone's like, COVID's the best. Like, we get to skate. Because in California, if you don't live in LA or in California, a lot of spots, though they may not seem it, they're a huge bust. It's almost impossible to skate a school. And that's where most of the spots are at schools.
Oh,
And during the weekday, like Monday through Friday, you can't skate schools. And then even sometimes on a Saturday or Sunday, there'll be people at the school doing stuff like sports or whatever, and you can't skate them. But in the winter time, schools are closed. So that's what we all live for, is winter time in California. But it gets dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the winter. So everyone was freaking out because we had summertime weather where it was, or wintertime weather. So it wasn't 100 degrees. It wasn't getting dark until later in the night, and you still get to skate the schools. But if you wait for summertime, it'll be 110 degrees and it gets dark super early. So it's kind of hard. So COVID was like this perfect storm for skaters to be able to go skate schools and not get bothered by anybody. And it was kind of a free for all. And I was so jealous watching everyone online. I was like, no, because when you have a pregnant wife,
you
it
have to
kind of,
take it.
you got to make
Of
sure
course.
everything. And we didn't know what it was going to be like. We've never seen a pandemic like this before. It was
Never.
all very new. So we were like, I'm going to stay home. And I stayed super quarantined for the first couple months and didn't leave and just watched everybody skate. And I was going crazy in my house. And, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to skate, but Bones Love Milk, one of my sponsors, and Keen Ramps, they brought some ramps to my house so I could skate in my driveway. And that was like a huge savior. But
Yeah.
after that, a few months ago, me and my wife realized that we're like, we can't live like this forever. We got to start going out. She needed to start going back into the office to do work, and I needed to get out and skate and film. And so we just kind of slowly started getting back out into the world. But now she's about to have the baby. So we drove across country. Neither of us, my wife nor I, have family in Los Angeles. So we came to Vermont, where there's little to no cases of COVID, and both of our family are close enough where like her mom can drive up here from North Carolina, and my whole family's here. So we're here in the fresh weather. Vermont is kind of the opposite for people who don't know about it. It's the opposite of Los Angeles. There's no city. It's just green. There's, our closest neighbor is far away. It's wonderful. It's a great place to come and just breathe fresh air and have a baby.
And also for skating?
For skating, there's a lot of good stuff, but we get 8 months of winter. So during the summer, a lot of good skating. In the winter, not so good.
Okay. But maybe an indoor skate park or a place special for that. Yeah.
So there's a skate park that I grew up skating. It's called Talent. And it's people might have seen it. It's got blue ramps. It's indoors. Chris Colburn, Cookie, who just put a part out, he grew up skating it with me. Yep. We grew up skating that park. And the people that owned it, Hannah and Dave, they were married and they have 2 kids, and it was just a family business. And when I was like 11 years old, it got built, and we found out about it, and it was about 45 minutes from my house. And I would just beg my mom all winter, like, please drive me up so I can skate. And, we get really bad snow. So there's a lot of times where I wasn't able to skate. But if it wasn't for Talent Skate Park, we never would have been able to skate in the winter. And I think that would have taken a huge toll on my progression at that time.
Okay.
So I'm very, very lucky that I've had Talent Skate Park. And it shut down after like 16 and a half years. but it was only down for a year, and they're open again in a new location. So
I'm better
and
with the
better, yeah.
improvement.
So if you
Okay.
guys ever come to Vermont, hit
Yeah.
up Talent Skate Park.
Okay. That's nice. So tell us, Jordan, who are your sponsors right now?
All right. So right now I skate for Blind Skateboards,
Okay.
Grizzly Grip Tape. I'm Flow for a couple different brands that are like let's see. So I'm from Vermont, and I'm a
Mhm.
huge Vermonter. I love supporting where I'm from. I skate for Cabot Cheese. That's a cheese company
Oh,
from Vermont.
how is that, man? It's the
it's it's
first time I hear it. I hear that.
it's awesome, man. Yeah, if you go on my Instagram and look, I recently posted a video of or a photo of all the cheese that I just got in this package, and it's just it's amazing because I'm a huge cook. I cook all the time, so to get cheese for free is crazy. And I hit them up as a joke when I was like, younger. I was like, hey, I'm from Vermont. You should sponsor me. Like, I love your cheese. It was kind of a joke. And they didn't reply. And then when I turned pro, there was like a article in the local newspaper, and they saw that I was a Vermonter, and they were like, oh my gosh. Like,
Oh,
and so now I'm a part of Cabot Cheese, which is amazing. I've been skating for them for years. Another Vermont sponsor I have is this place called Al's French Fries. It's just like a burger and French fry place.
nice.
Darn Tough, which is also another Vermont company. They make socks.
Sucks. Okay.
Amazing. Tall Truck. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. Tall Truck is a cannabis company from Vermont.
Okay.
Uh, And yeah, they got me covered on all my smokables. I skate for Raw Rolling Papers. It's like one of my longest running sponsors.
And what do you think, talking about that, what do you think is the most important aspect of having a sponsor? The team, the love that they give to you.
I
What do you
think
think?
I think there's a lot of very important aspects
For
in
sure.
sponsors, and what I look for in a sponsor has kind of changed over the years. Um, Nowadays, I love my sponsors for the reason that they support me. They support me
Okay.
fully in things I want to do. Like right now, about 8 months ago, after filming a bunch of friends like Clay Kreiner and Jimmy Wilkins and Danny Way and all these people fly on the mega ramp and vert ramps, I got super sucked in and I wanted to learn how to skate vert. So I put some pads on and a helmet, and I started trying to learn how to skate vert a little while ago. And
Nice.
when I came back to Vermont, I realized that there are no vert ramps, and I want to skate. And
Yeah.
I realized that the whole skate community here has never skated a vert ramp because they don't have access to one. So I was like, all right, what do I have to do to bring vert to Vermont? I was like, we just got to raise a little bit of money and find a place, and we can put a ramp in, and we'll be able to skate vert all winter, and I'll be able to introduce vert skating to all the kids in Vermont and anyone in the East Coast who wants to travel and check it out. And all my sponsors from Vermont all threw down money. They all helped give me money to fund this project, basically.
Wow.
So to me, that's a huge part of a sponsor, is someone who's going to support you, whether they can do it financially or not. It's still just huge for if you have an idea, or you want to do something, for your sponsors to get behind you and say, yeah, like, here, let me help you make that happen. And a lot of times, what people don't realize, you see people skating all over the world. If you're not a pro skater, maybe you don't realize their sponsors pay for that trip. Most of the time, like, we as people don't have money to just be going all around Europe or whatever it is, but our sponsors will get us, flights. So when I would go, I love Barcelona. It's like my favorite place in the world. And I
Oh,
try to go once or twice a year. And I think about it earlier in the year. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit up my sponsor and try to get some money for this. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to Barcelona in a few months. So I'll maybe wait, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to save it, because, it's awesome to be able to hit up a company and say, hey, I want to go to Barcelona for 2 weeks, and it's going to cost me this much. Anything you guys could do would help immensely. And usually,
nice.
they'll all throw down a little bit of money. So that's that's the biggest part of a sponsor. Another huge part of a sponsor is the family aspect of it. I love
For sure.
having a crew to go out and film with and just like hang out with and be on the road. It's so fun. It's a family that you don't get anywhere else. And I've skated for a lot of companies where you're just kind of doing your own thing and you all skate for the company, but you never skate
Okay.
together.
Okay.
And to me, that's like, it's cool. It's a cool to skate for a company, a brand that you like. But if you don't feel like you're actually part of that brand, if you're not all together skating, having fun, it's like,
It
that's
doesn't
why
mean
we do
one.
it. We like to have fun. We want to do it with friends. So that's another thing about having a sponsor is, you get to become part of this team that does some cool stuff.
Nice. It is important to feel comfortable in the crew, with the
Exactly.
family,
Of course.
as you say. Okay, that's nice. What do you think about the industry in general, the skate industry? Do you think that is giving the support that the community needs in general?
Skate industry is always changing.
For sure.
I think it's a weird time in skateboarding because we have, the Olympics that are coming, which changes the way that a lot of people will look at getting into skateboarding. I think it's going to be amazing for the culture, like economically. I think that because so many more people are going to want to be a part of skateboarding, that it's going to, it'll bring a lot of money to the industry. I just hope that that money goes into the right places.
Yeah,
And
I
I
agree
also
with you.
think that we're going to have a lot of people. Like, I started skateboarding because when I was a kid, I didn't have really any friends. I wasn't good at any sports. I tried to play soccer, baseball,
And
hockey, you name it, football. I was bad at everything. So I wasn't like, part of the cool kids at school. I didn't get invited to go to parties and hang out because I wasn't in that social group of sports.
I know how it feels.
So I started skateboarding and all of a sudden I was just a part of it, and it wasn't just kids at my own age. It was all the adults at the skate park and kids that were younger than me. And it was like this huge family aspect. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You're going to have kids nowadays. And then, and then you learn how to ollie or you learn how to do your first trick. And that feeling you get is so amazing. You can't get it anywhere else. So we're addicted. We're hooked and we just want to skate. There's going to be a lot of kids now that go into skateboarding simply to get a gold medal. They're not going to do it
Yes.
because they love it. They're going to do it because they want to be an Olympian. They're going to train. They're going to do push-ups and run in circles and do all this stuff to be the best skateboarder out there. And to me, there's something very sad about that because if you're going down that path, then you're taking what skateboarding can do for you and has to offer and just kind of throwing it out the window to me. But that's my personal opinion of it. And maybe that is something that someone wants to do. Maybe they get just as much enjoyment out of chasing the gold medal as I do out of just having fun skating with my friends. So it's a case-to-case basis, but that's just the Olympics. And I think that it's hard now because everything is social media.
Everything.
I grew up with, if you want to go pro, you got to put out not just one video part. You got to put out multiple video parts. You got to have a couple different interviews. You got to pay your dues. You got to, be in the scene for at least 5 years. You got to be out there doing tricks, that are memorable. And, like I remember before I went pro, hearing that Evan Smith, Element, wanted to turn him pro. And he said, no, I'm not ready.
Oh,
And I remember being very inspired by that. I was like, I think that's so amazing. This company wants to turn him pro, but he didn't feel like he had paid his dues yet. So he said,
yes.
nope, I want to keep skating. I'm going to put out some more stuff. We'll revisit this later. I'll go pro when I feel like I have done the job. And I don't know if it was because of that, but that the same kind of thing happened to me when I skated for Warco skateboards. They wanted to turn me pro right when my first video part came out. And I
Okay.
remember telling them, I was like, no. I was like, I've only put out one video part. I haven't even had an interview yet. You can't turn me pro. I don't want to do this.
Wow.
So I take it very seriously that I feel like you need to pay your dues. You need to be a part of skateboarding before you can be pro and have your name on a board. And nowadays, kids come out and they've been in the industry for a year and they've never even put a video part out and they go pro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean you're pro?
Weird.
You haven't even put a video part out. And even if you put out one video part that's amazing, it doesn't make you pro. And I don't know, I guess that anyone can be pro nowadays, and it's cool. I don't want to take it away from them because it's amazing they make their dream come true. But I don't think it tastes as good to them because they haven't done the work. I think that if they were to have put in a lot more years of effort and really like put out these video parts and done stuff, I think they would appreciate being pro more, as opposed to, yep, I had some viral videos, I'm blowing up, I'm pro. And it's like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
you
I
technically
understand.
are pro, your name is on a board, but
But
I don't know.
are you really a pro is the question. So
Right. And so that is like, to me, that's the weird part about the industry right now. But it's also, it has pros and cons to everything. Because
yeah, for
when I
sure.
was a kid and the generations before me, if you wanted to get sponsored, you made a video, you put it in the mail, and you mailed it to the company.
Yes.
Hopefully they watched it. Hopefully it made it to where you sent it. Nowadays, everyone's got one of these. You pick this up and you just film and you put it on your Instagram and people can see it. People see you doing stuff instantly. It's amazing. And,
Yes.
I think it's an awesome thing because there's a lot of people in the world that are extremely talented that maybe never would have gotten noticed. If it wasn't for Instagram and the social media, we wouldn't know about half the kids that we know now are some of the best in the world. So that's really cool. But it also takes away from a video part comes out and you've seen all the spots that they're going to skate because they post them on their Instagram. You know what the part's going to be like. And I don't know. It's crazy to me. The skate
It's
industry is
crazy.
wild.
It's weird. Skateboarding nowadays is very weird. So, what do you think it is needed to be pro, to become pro in nowadays, more than the skills? We were talking that it is needed more skills, more qualities. For example, being humble, uh, being charismatic. You know, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Nowadays, to be pro, it really just like you got to be marketable. You have to look
For
cool.
sure.
Have to look cool in photos,
Yeah.
because if if you don't look cool in photos, if you don't
Yeah.
look good, how are we going to advertise you? Which
Yeah.
I think is hilarious. And if you don't have a personality, like, if you can't talk to the camera, I don't know. Like when I grew up, Tom Penny was my favorite skater. And
Okay.
until a few years ago, you never really heard Tom Penny talk. You just saw him skate. And that
Yes.
was part of the magic. That was part of the mystery. You're like, oh my God, who is this just character who's just floating around the world doing all these crazy tricks? I don't know what he talks about. I don't know what his personality is, and you'd get a little bit of it. You'd see like, he loved mushrooms and like the way that they edited his video parts, you could get some of his personality, but he didn't really talk much. And it didn't matter if he talked. It didn't matter what he liked, if he was a vegan, he skated really well. And
Really.
his skating spoke for him. So I think that, nowadays you got to be very marketable. You got to look good. Yeah, you got to be good at skating. But just like anything else in the world, because it really is like this everywhere, no matter what career you have, it's more about who you know. Because you could be the
That's
best. You could be the best skater in the world. And if you don't have a connection, someone who's going to vouch for you and put you on, good luck. You might as well just not even have an Instagram and be in the middle of nowhere killing it by yourself.
for
Because
sure.
it's happened to so many people. They're just like amazing skateboarders and they weren't marketable enough, so they took the next dude who was more marketable, and it's messed up. I think that's messed up.
And do you think, talking about the connections and knowing people, what is the best place in USA to do that? Where we have to go to? Where is
So
the industry? Where is the Where's the people?
Industry, even I don't even think it's really just United States. It feels like everybody in skating around the world wants to get to Los Angeles. They want to get to California,
Yes,
which
that's
is
great.
crazy. But it's true. There are, every board company, all the factories, all the contests, all the pros, all the team managers, photographers, filmers, everybody lives in California. It's kind of where you need to be. And that's another thing about social media is making it so you don't have to be in California. You don't have
That's
to be
true.
there. Like everyone, you kind of feel like you need to be there, but you really don't. If you are good enough at skateboarding, your skating will reach around the globe. All you got to do is post one clip if it's good enough, and everybody in California is going to take note. They're going to see you. So that's a good thing about social media, and that's a good thing about where skating is right now. But it's definitely California. You got to get there, and that's why I moved there. When I was 18, I was like, I'm never going to get anywhere in Vermont. You don't even see a pro skateboarder here ever. So
Never.
you got to get to LA. So as soon as I was 18, I was out. I moved to California.
And it was a risk for you? It was like a hard decision? Or you was
No,
so, okay,
not for me at all. I was 18. I was so ready to go skate every day, all day, and get out of the snow here. And also, it's such a small place where I'm from. If you stay here, you're bound to get in trouble. Like I'm the only skater in this town, and I went to school with a couple hundred kids at the most. And
okay.
so every single person knows everybody else. You go to the gas station, somebody there is pumping gas, or if you don't know them, you know their mom or their sister or somebody. So it's a very small town, and to be the only skateboarder causing chaos, I had
That's true.
a flag on my head, like, yeah, this is come get me. So I was like, I need to get out of here, move to Los Angeles, get in a much bigger pond, blend in. There's a lot of reasons, but yeah, as soon as I was 18, I was out of here. I was in California.
That's nice. And do you think that it is better to work in a video part or going to an important contest, something like Tampa Am? What do you think is a better strategy to become a pro skater fastly? Go,
So this is just my opinion,
of course.
but can you tell me who won Tampa Pro for the last 3 years
Mm, I don't remember, man.
without looking? You don't remember
I don't
exactly,
remember. I don't remember.
but I bet you could tell me, 3 video parts that came out last year that you will never forget.
Mind blowing. Yeah.
So skate contests are very important, like Tampa, because you can go to Tampa. Like, look at Cody McIntyre. He
Yeah.
had no sponsors. He went to Tampa Am, or Felipe. Felipe's
Gustavo.
story is amazing. Nobody knew about Felipe. He went to Tampa. He skated like Felipe in front of everybody, and everybody saw it. That's the cool thing about Tampa. You can go, and you're going to get seen by all these people that you're never going to get to skate in front of. Everybody's out there on the course. Costin, Stefan Janowski, all these people are out there. Brian Anderson. It's insane, and all the biggest heads in the industry. Everybody is there watching. So if you play your cards right, going to a contest like that, whether you do well or not, as long as you skate well throughout the weekend, that can be very helpful for your career. But I also believe that it's not that important, because if you don't skate well, no one knows you. But if you put out a good video part, they remember that. And
You're going to be immortal.
exactly. And it lives on forever. Because it's like, I can't find all the contest runs from even last year, but I can pull up your video part forever and keep watching it and keep watching it. And to me, that's huge. Yes, if you win Tampa or something, you got that trophy, like, that's cool. Maybe people will remember, but like I said, I can't remember who won last year. I was there.
You were
And,
there.
right. But I can remember, the video parts that came out last year that really shook me. So to me, I think that you're going to make more of a lasting impression putting out video parts. And that's amazing. But you can be someone who is extremely good at contests and make a lot of money. If you're really good at contests, you go out there and you land your run and you make it in street league, you're making a lot of money. And that's really cool too, because you're setting yourself up for financial stability down the road. Because whether people believe it or not, skateboarding doesn't pay very much money. I know a lot of professional skateboarders that work a job every day. They go to work and they skate when they can. And they're
good skaters. And they are good.
Amazing skaters. But skating doesn't pay the bills. Like if I could put out the best video part I've ever put out tomorrow. I'm not going to get it like a bonus for that. I'm not going to make all of a sudden now I'm getting more money from the companies because I put a video part out. No, that's not going to happen. But if I go to Tampa and I skate really good, that might put me on the map to go to like, an X Games or somewhere that's going to pay me a lot of money. So it's how you look at it. It's what do you want? What do you want from it? Do you want to be the dude who's at the contest, getting cheers from the crowd and, maybe make a good amount of money? Or do you want like the street cred? And it's a huge thing. It's all personal because I think a lot of us, we want to put out those video parts that people are going to remember.
Yes.
So it can be either way. It can be however you want to look at it. And that's the best thing about skateboarding. It doesn't there's no right way. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's all opinion based. Everything I'm saying is just the way that I feel about it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, So that's the coolest thing about skating is you can go about it so many ways. You can be the contest dude, you can be the video part dude, you can be both. I watch Ishad or Jamie Foy, and those dudes put out the best video parts, and then they kill the contest too. You go there and you just watch them skate the contest, and it's amazing. So you can do both. It's just, I think that's a very rare line to walk, is being able to kill the contest and have time to film your video parts. But, I would probably like contests more if I didn't get so nervous. I get butterflies. I can't skate contests. I'm not good at that.
Pressure is so hard. Now, how do you handle the pressure? Are you good for handling? No?
Not at the contest. I could be having the best day. I'm skating so good. And then as soon as they call my name and it's time to skate my run, my legs turn into jello.
That happens to a lot of skaters.
It's the worst.
But have you had good performances in the ski competitions?
I have before. I've skated well. I've there have been times in my life where, I got a couple big checks on the wall, but nothing never won a big contest. I've gotten I think fourth place has been my biggest, in a substantial big contest. I've gotten fourth place before, but don't let that fool you. I've never made it to the finals at Tampa. Not one time.
Tampa Pro,
Tampa Am. Never made the finals once. So I'm not a contest skater.
But it's difficult. Tampa is difficult, no? Because everybody's hungry. Everybody's like, okay, this is my moment. And
dude, they come from all over the world and they are hungry. Like you said, they want to get it. They're just going all day long. And if you've never been to Tampa, it's it's like trying to cross a freeway during rush hour. And there's just car after car. And you're just okay, I'm going to make it through. Good luck. You might get hit just trying to exit the park.
True. Okay, Jordan, let's talk about the practice, skating in the practice. What do you think, or what is your advice to deal with the fear? I saw your clips and man, you don't have fear to the big rails and stairs. And how do you do that? What is your advice?
So in the street, in the streets, to me, because I haven't figured out the contest. I haven't figured out how to deal with fear in contests. Because like I said, as soon as they call my name, I'm nervous and I get jello legs and I can't skate. But in the streets, it's a little different. So you always are starting out with, some some base of you know what you're doing. Like if I'm going to do a trick on a big rail, chances are this isn't my first time doing that. I've done this trick countless amounts of times at the skate park first.
Okay.
So there's always something in the back of your head that you can tell yourself, okay, this is just like when I did it at the skate park last week. It's just like that. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm just in a different place. It's the same trick. When I go to Tampa, it's not the same thing because I'm not like, okay, just like that time I won. Just like when I dropped in and landed all my tricks and got first place. That doesn't exist. It's not in the back of my head. So there's that. That helps a lot when you're in street skating, trying to get over a fear. You tell yourself, I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. I can do
Okay.
this. So that helps a lot. So I think it really, really helps to go practice your tricks. Practice them at the skate park. Do them every day, all day. Even if you're getting sick of the trick and you're like, oh, I do that trick too much. You never do it too much. You're just preparing yourself for the time where you're going to do it on something very gnarly, you know? Because it's like, okay, I got feeble grinds all day long. I can feeble everything in the park. If you've only ever feebled one rail, you feeble the rail at the skate park one time, and then you're like, okay, let's go to the biggest rail in town. You go to the 15 stair handrail, and all you have in your brain to compare this to is that one time you landed it at the skate park. And you're like, oh man, I don't really know what I'm doing. You don't have the muscle memory built up. But if you just go back to the skate park and feeble that rail 100 more times, when you go back to that 15 stair handrail,
You're going to be okay.
it's something you know what you're doing. You're just like, okay, I got this. I've done it a million times. Boom, do it on the big rail. And it looks gnarly.
That's
But
nice. And do you think that it is better when you go to the spot and you are going to the feeble grind? You first maybe do a board fly and then a 50-50, or do you think it's better to go for the trick and yeah, that's it? What works for you?
it depends how gnarly the spot is.
That's true.
Because for me personally, like I said, again, it's all personal. And
Yeah.
I'll use Nyjah is a great example. If Nyjah goes to Hollywood 16, he's going to, grind it, board slide it, lip slide it, whatever he's going to do to warm up. He's going to do a bunch of tricks.
And first try.
For me, I don't want to risk getting hurt trying a warm up trick.
Okay.
Or the spot I'm skating, there's no way I'm doing more than one trick. I'm going to be lucky if I do the trick that I set out to do. So a lot of times I won't do more than one trick. A lot of times I'll just, focus on the trick that I came there to do. And, maybe I'll jump over the rail with just my body. Maybe I'll, just jump and feel what the impact's going to feel like so that I can get used to it a little bit. But for the most part, if it's like a really gnarly, rail that I'm going to grind and pop over, I'm not going to do anything else except for that trick because I don't want to take the risk of getting hurt on a trick that I wasn't even going to use in my video part.
Yes. But that happens with the ollie too. When you are going to frontside flip El Toro, you do a ollie first, or
I did not.
no?
I did not. Because for the same reason, imagine if I go to El Toro when I wanted to frontside flip it. That takes all of your body. You need to rest a couple days before, be very mentally prepared. Like, okay, I'm going to go jump down 20 stairs. And if I were to go there and try to ollie it and maybe break my board or my foot or so, you get hurt trying to ollie it. Okay, I just got hurt trying to ollie it. I wasted everyone's time, all the filmers and photographers that drove here to meet me here to do this trick. I wasted everyone's time because I wanted to ollie it first. And even if I landed the ollie and rode away, what's that going to get me? Nothing, right? There's no point. I just wasted my legs. I just jumped down 20 stairs for no reason. If I really think that I'm going to frontside flip it, I need all the power that my body has, all the energy for that frontside flip. I'm not going to just kick out on an ollie. Like, okay, I just wasted my legs. I only have a certain amount of tries in my body, and then you waste one on a trick you're not even actually trying. It's crazy to me. But I see people do it. Like my homie TJ Rogers, he skates for blind. We'll go to like a 17 stair, and he every time without fail goes full speed and early grabs it. Bend down, grab his board, and early grab
That's
17
so
stairs.
sketchy, man.
And I'm like, what? That's how he warms up to jump down big stairs.
I agree.
So it's all mindset.
It's all about this. And yeah, every skater has its own strategy when it comes to the spot. So if I asked you to you like, hey Jordan, let's go to Hollywood High, what is the trick that first come to your mind? A trick in the rail or a trick in the stairs?
For me personally, I have a trick that I've tried down the 16 and I've broken multiple boards on. I've almost landed but never landed. So for me, I have a trick down the stairs in mind. I'm not much of I skate big rails technically, but
Okay.
I don't grind them for very long. I like to grind and pop out.
All
I
right.
do grind and ollie out. So like even the 16 stair rail, I think it is that I did the backsmith pop over on.
Yeah.
I only grinded 4 or 5 stairs. I didn't grind a lot of stairs. So, and that's what I tell myself in my head. So when I go to somewhere like Hollywood 16, where popping out early is not an option, you have to grind the whole rail. Count me out. I don't like that commitment. I don't like having to like, okay, I'm going to get on and I need to stay on till the end. If I get on a big rail, I want my body weight completely over here or completely over the other side of the rail. I don't want to be right on top of the rail. If I'm in a feeble pop over, I never get right on top of the rail and sit there. I'm always over the other side, ready to pop out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pretty unique, you know? Okay, Jordan. And what's your favorite spot in the world? You were mentioning that you love Barcelona.
Yeah,
Why is
man.
that? The community, the spots, the architecture. Why?
You know what's funny is, so my favorite spot in the world, I don't think I've found it yet, or I don't think I've gotten to skate it. My favorite spot in the world that I think would be my favorite is that it's like a racetrack. I think it's actually in Spain as well. It just like goes in a circle and there's like waves and there's silver handrails on the side and people do lines and they go forever. Like, I don't know how to describe it. There's no point in me trying to describe the spot because I can't remember who did what tricks there. But there is a dream spot that I want to skate, but I never got to skate. But as far as everything all together, Machba is the best, man. Like I don't even like ledges. I'm not even a fan of ledges. But when you go to Machba, the vibe there, everybody's there. I've heard it referred to as the center of skateboarding for the world. Because if you go to Barcelona and you're a skateboarder, you don't know anybody there. You don't know where to eat. You don't know where you're going to stay. You don't know where the spots are. You don't know where you're going to get weed, whatever you want. You go to Machba
and you will find it.
Everybody's there. It's amazing. And even, just right, like you're skating the ledges that you always see in videos. At the end of those ledges, when people drop off the ledge, you can see people sitting at a table right there eating. That place, that restaurant's called Kino. And it's just skater heaven. You sit there all day and eat food and watch people skate. You can smoke right at the tables. No one says anything. It's just an amazing vibe. And, there's just nothing like Machba for some reason. I don't know why. And if you've never been there, make it a goal, man. Get there. Get to Machba. Just go sit at the table at Kino. It's like, it's the best.
And I know that a lot of skaters are dreaming on that too.
Yeah.
I feel inspired 100%. to go there.
And it's not that expensive. Even if you have no sponsors, like coming from America, I can't imagine. It's probably pretty cheap for you guys because you're already over on that side of the world. Coming from America, I can get a ticket round trip for, $600, which is a good amount of money, but it's not that much compared to what you would maybe think it's going to be. So, you can save up for a couple of years and it's so worth it.
And it is expensive there? in Barcelona?
It is kind of expensive, but that's just because I'm not used to the euro.
Oh,
I'm paying
okay.
dollars. So I go over there and euros are, it's more expensive, it seems like.
Okay, okay. But yeah, let's make it a goal.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm with you, man. If you end up going, you tell me when. I'll get
okay,
a
for sure.
ticket.
When I go, I ask you, and let's go to.
Yeah, we'll film something for Shit Magazine in Barcelona.
Oh, that
Shit
would be
Magazine
great.
at Macba.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to do that. Okay, Jordan. Let's talk about some advices. You are very good doing flip tricks out the slides. What do you think is a good advice to learning? Yeah, to learn the process. I do a Smith grinding a flat bar, and my mind is just thinking in the Smith, but not in the kickflip out.
Right.
What is your advice or your tip?
You're on the right direction because when you're doing the Smith, like, say Smith kickflip,
Yeah, for
if
example.
you think about the kickflip, you're going to forget how to Smith. It's like like for me, if I try
Whoa.
to do a manual trick, I could do a nose manny every try. But if I start thinking about flipping out, I
You're
can't
not.
even manny anymore. And I think that happens to a lot of people. You want to forget about the flip trick, but you also want to do, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. You want to do your trick just standing still on the ledge. At least I did. That's how I would just put my board in Smith and stand on the ledge.
Okay.
And if you think about a Smith grind, like if this is the ledge, this is the ledge. I'm trying to put it in front of the camera. If this is the ledge and you're in Smith grind, you're just standing there. You can ollie out. Like your back truck is on the ledge, your front truck is hanging down. You already have the momentum, the leverage to ollie, you
Okay.
know? So you just like stand on a ledge, stand on a ledge in 50-50, dip your truck down into Smith, and then practice just ollieing off the ledge right there.
Okay.
And then once you do a bunch of ollies, throw a kickflip. So I think it's easiest, same with like a tail slide kickflip or a tail slide heel flip. Anything you're gonna do, you want to get comfortable with just standing on the ledge and flipping out. So
Yeah.
that way, when you want to do it grinding, you just grind long enough where you tell yourself, I'm just standing on the ledge. That's all I'm doing. Because when you're grinding, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm doing a grind kickflip. You want to get in the grind and get comfortable and look down and say, okay, I'm just standing here. And then you do your flip trick out. I think that will help a lot of people for sure. Because if you try to just do it all at one time, it's hard to process it. But if you break down the pieces little by little, just one step at a time, that's all you need to do. Because it's like, it's overwhelming if you think about 10 things you have to do
Yes.
today. Like if you wake up and you're like, I have to do so much stuff today, it'll drive you crazy and you might not get anything done. But if you say, forget everything I have to do except for one thing. Okay, I have to do this today. You get it done. Awesome. What's the next thing I need to do today? Awesome. Got it done. And you eventually will get everything you need to do done. The same thing with a trick. If you're doing a technical trick, if you're going to do a kickflip, kickflip, back tail, kickflip,
Yeah.
you need to make sure you got your kickflip back tails dialed where you're just in it and you're standing there like Torrey Pudwell, just not even moving. Like I'm just in back tail. And then once you're in there, I'm sure that you've done just a tail drop kickflip. You're standing on a ledge and just tail drop kickflip off. It's the same exact thing. And you just got to think of it like that. Like, okay, step one, kickflip back tail. Now I'm in it. Step two, tail drop kickflip out. Boom. As opposed to like, okay, I'm about to kickflip back tail, kickflip this thing. Like that's overwhelming for your brain.
Yes, it's overwhelming and very frustrating because sometimes I say like, okay, I'm going for a kickflip back tail, kickflip out,
Mhm.
and I can get it, and I feel frustrated, and I stop skating. But
Right.
it's just about being patient and being smart with the trick.
Correct. I think so.
Thank you for those advices. Taking note of that. Uh, and Jordan, tell us about your experience in We Are Blood. I know about you first with We Are Blood on the performance and an amazing video. How was that experience, man? But
Man, We Are Blood 100% changed my life.
okay.
So before We Are Blood, I had not traveled anywhere. I was, I had never outside of America. Like I'd seen a lot of places
Wow.
inside of the USA, but I had never been outside of the country to go skateboarding.
Yes.
And there was rumors around Los Angeles that Ty Evans was making a video.
Okay.
And anybody who's like me, I grew up watching Yeah Right and the girl videos like Harsh Euro Barge or Fully Flared, all these videos that Ty Evans filmed and had a huge hand in filming and editing. And as a kid, you don't know who your filmmaker was. You don't know who made the video. You don't know who filmed it or edited it. You don't care. You watch the skateboarding. So I realized later that the same person had made all these videos that I like, and his name was Ty Evans. And
Yes.
so when we found out that Ty was making a video, there were just whispers around LA, and everyone's like, "Oh, Ty's making a video. Like, you got to get a trick for it." And people would get tricks like, "Yeah, I filmed a trick with Ty, and he's got all these crazy cameras because he didn't even know how to use them, but got all these crazy cameras, like big, huge cameras that looked like cannons, and like it was crazy." But so anyway, I started just I don't even know how. Oh, my friend Jordy, his name is Jordy Clot. Shout out you, Jordy.
Shout out,
He
Jordy.
Yeah, he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, Ty is gonna come film me pushing around Echo Park with my dog. He's gonna film a scene where I come out of the house. It's in We Are Blood. You definitely saw it. The dude with the dreads comes out of the door with
Yes.
his dog, and they follow him downstairs, and he starts skating down the street. And then some people meet up, and then they're pushing, and more people meet up.
Yes,
And
I
by
remember.
the end, so Jordy's the one that started that scene. He's the one who comes out of the house with his dog.
Okay.
He called me that morning and said, "Hey, Ty's gonna film me skating around LA with my dog." I was like, "I'm there. Like, let's go." So I went out and there was 100 people, like by the end of the day. But I just wanted to meet Ty. I just wanted to be like, "Hey, I'm here. I want to skate." And there was, after that, he asked me to come out, or maybe he didn't even ask me. I just had heard about like another sesh where Ty was going to this Gap. And we went to the Gap and I like was killing myself. I got a trick and I was so excited. I was like, "Yes, I got a trick for the video. I'm going to be in the video." And I was happy with that. Just like, I filmed a trick with Ty Evans. This is crazy. He filmed it in a car. The car was moving. Like I was waiting for traffic. Like it was a huge experience, for me at the time.
What was that trick? Excuse me.
I did a frontside flip.
Okay. I remember.
And it was it was so amazing for me to like even be filming with the person who I grew up made my favorite skate
For
videos.
sure.
That was just that one trick in Los Angeles made my day, like made my life. I was like, all right, that was awesome. And then we started hearing that he was going to go to China. And my best friend that I grew up skating with, Chris Colburn, he got invited to go because another one of our friends who was also one of our filmers, his name is James Buckman, Ty hit him up and asked him to help work on the video. My friend James, he got a little skater crush on Cookie. Sorry, James.
Okay.
And he just basically, told Ty what everyone knows now, Cookie's the truth. That dude is amazing. You need to have him on these sessions. Like he's got to be in this video. And when I heard that, I was like, there's no way in hell my best friend is going to China with Ty and I'm not going to go. So I hit up Ty and I was like, "Dude, I want to be a part of this. Like whatever I got to do, like I want to come skate, I'll bust my ass." And he's like, "Listen, if you can get your plane ticket covered, we got everything else and you can come to China." So I was like, "Oh my gosh." So it comes back to sponsors. I hit up Mountain Dew at the time and I was like, "Ty Evans said I can go on this trip to China." And they were going for a month. So it was a whole month in China.
Oh.
And all I had to do was get there. So I hit up all my sponsors and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to China as long as you guys can help me get there." And it was no problem because I had amazing sponsors that were supporting me. Got my ticket and I was in China for a month with my best friend, Chris Colburn. It was both of our first times out of the country. We're just in China, and it was just like, a dream come true. It was amazing. I can't explain what that feels like for your first time to get to travel the world with the kid you grew up skating with since we were both, 11, 12. It was just amazing. So we were stoked. And then when we got back from China, Ty hit me up and was like, hey, I didn't realize that you and Cookie were such good friends. I didn't know you guys grew up together. And I want you guys to kind of represent the kids from the middle of nowhere who have gotten to make it in skating and got to travel the world. So he was like, and I want you guys to both be a part of the whole video. And after that, we got to go to so many places. We did a 7-week across the country trip in an RV. We went to Spain for a month. We went to Dubai for a month. It was just everything about filming for that video was a game changer, because being someone who's never traveled before, now all of a sudden I'm in Dubai. Like,
yes,
I cannot tell you what that was like. And it was just, it was a game changer. It was opened my eyes as like, oh my gosh, this is what skateboarding can be. Like, you can get to do all these amazing things, and all the experiences that I got from We Are Blood. So grateful. I wouldn't trade that stuff for the world. I actually is it this arm? Nope. I have We Are Blood tattooed right there.
Oh yeah, that's
trying to take it. The green screen's trying to kill it. But I have We Are Blood right here, and Ty Evans actually wrote that with a Sharpie on my arm.
Oh,
I went into the editing room when they were editing We Are Blood, and I was like, Ty, you got to write We Are Blood on my arm. I'm going to go get it tattooed. So it's actually Ty's handwriting.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Now it works.
There you have it.
But yeah, dude, so yeah, We Are Blood changed my life. It was amazing, and I think if I hadn't gotten to be a part of that, I still never would have gone to half the places that we got to go. And then even after the video was over, we went on a premiere tour. So we were traveling everywhere, just showing the video to these places. And it was like, that was insane. I cannot thank you enough, Ty, even though you're not watching this, but.
But yeah, thank you, Ty, for what you've done with that. And how long that project took? How
we filmed for 1 year.
1 year. Wow.
1 year we filmed it, and they edited it for like 6 or 8 months.
And that
was it. Yeah. It was a quick time. It was a blip in life, and it all blurs together now, but the best times ever.
For sure. So do you think is one of the most rewarding experience that skateboarding has left you?
Oh, 1,000%. Like, I can safely say that if I didn't skate, I definitely would have never been to Dubai. I definitely would have probably never gone to China, but let alone go there for a month and have everything paid for and be able to do all the cool things. Like when we were in Dubai, I got to skydive. I rode a camel. We drove like dune buggies through the desert. Like it was just anything you could imagine. Like we got to experience, and I never would have gotten to experience any of that if it wasn't for skateboarding.
For sure. And what was your favorite place? Dubai, China, Barcelona?
So that was my first time going to Barcelona.
Okay, so it was magic for you.
Yeah, we were there for a month, and I was like in heaven. I was like, this is the best place in the world. Like it was so cool, we had a house of like, there's so many homies. It was like me, Cookie, Mikey Taylor, P-Rod, Theodis Beasley, Chase Webb, like Tommy Finn.
Clint Walker.
Clint didn't come to Barcelona.
Okay.
No, okay. But yeah, Clint was on the China trip and Dubai.
Yeah.
For sure. Clint's so gnarly. Clive Dixon. Dude, like it's crazy to think that I was even a part of that. I don't know how I ended up being a part of this list of people that were in there, but I just, I definitely don't take it for granted. I soaked up every minute of it. I was very aware while it was happening how lucky I was. I didn't take any of it for granted. I knew that this could have been anybody, and for some reason, I was there. So very grateful.
What was that quality that allows you to be in that project? To take it as a reference to go
I think
forward.
that just to say yes, just say
Okay.
yes. If a company wants to do, if they're going to take their money and they want to bring you somewhere, just say yes. Even if it's somewhere you don't want to go, just go. You have no idea what that experience is going to offer you. It might turn into a whole different thing. Like, just be open, be ready to experience things, be open to opportunity. Every day you have another opportunity, whether it seems as small as, like you're at the skate park and, you didn't talk to the kid over there, and, maybe that kid he goes to some skate spot and they got to meet, like maybe the kid's like, hey, you want to come skate with us? And you're like, no, I'm going to stay here. And while they go out skating, they run into Costin or something, and they got to have the coolest day. Whether it's something small like that, or like what happened to me, like, just don't say no. Be 100% down. Like, if you want to, like, do skating, or that really just goes for anything in life. Just be open to opportunities. Obviously, if it's something dangerous, or you're going to be put in harm, or it feels illegal, maybe don't take my advice. Don't just say yes all the time. But for the most part, just say yes, man. Just have fun and be down for opportunities, because there's so much cool stuff out there that you could get to do. And you don't want to miss any of that. And because that's when you regret something. You regret it when you don't do it. You won't ever, you might regret something after you do it, but at least you had the experience, and you're basing how you feel about that thing off of experience. If you don't go, you might just sit home for the rest of your life and think, oh man, what if I had gone? What would it have been like? And you don't want that forever. You want to say, you know what? I tried. I went for it. I did everything I could. That's what I wanted. I went for it. Whatever happened after that happened, but at least I went for it and tried. Because to feel like you didn't give it your all and feel like you missed out on something for the rest of your life, that's a horrible feeling.
Sure. Yeah, man. Thank you for those words. I feel so inspired right now.
Hell yeah, that's right.
That's great. Okay, Jordan, was a nice conversation. The time just goes really fast. Thank you for being part of this amazing experience, the Shit Podcast, and thank you for the words.
Dude, thank
for
you
the
guys
vibes.
so much. I would like to tell you guys about something as well.
Right?
If you guys don't know about it, what you see behind me is the logo for a skateboard video magazine that I actually run with Sierra Fellers and Mark Appleyard.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't heard of it, it's called I Dabble. It's it's
okay.
it's I Dabble Video Magazine. I can text you the Instagram so you can maybe pop it up on the screen. But I'm trying. Okay, I got a couple here. So it's a skateboard video magazine. We make DVDs and VHSs. I want to like shut off my screen so you can actually see this. It just keeps trying to cut stuff out. But so in this issue, this was issue number 3, and we got Steve Caballero, a segment called Rad Dads, about how cool of a dad Steve Caballero is. We have Hometown Heroes with Chase Webb, where he takes us around his hometown and shows all the spots he grew up at. Schmusic with Evan Smith, where he, talking about skaters that make music. In this issue, number 5, we had Trunk Hoarders with Cyril Jackson. Just going through his trunk and show what's in there. We have a Privacy Please with Manny Santiago, which is just about private skate parks. And so in every issue, in this issue, number 4, we had What's in the Bag with Beagle. He's the filmer for Baker and Shake John. Everyone knows Beagle. And that just shows what's in his bag. So we put out 4 videos a year. And Mark Appleyard is the host. If anybody ever watched 411, we are
Yes.
like 411 for the new generation. It's a video magazine, and instead of Lance Mountain being the host of every issue, it's Mark Appleyard.
That's nice. And where we can find that?
And if you go to I Dabble, it's DABBLE
Okay.
VM for video magazine.
I know.
That's what this is.
Where you put like your video part, like your raw footage?
Yes, all
Okay.
that. So that's through iDabble Video Magazine, and we're new. We've only been around for a year, but we put out 4 videos a year, and we're trying to show love to everybody in the skating. It's a very, if you don't have the sponsors, you don't have the money to be a part of what's going on, and you're not marketable, as we talked about, you can't really be a part of skateboarding. And I think that that's wrong. I think that everybody should be able to be a part of skating, and everybody should get shine, and not just the amazing skaters. Like, we should hear about who these filmers are, and the photographers, and the team managers, and everybody behind the scenes. It's all skateboarding, and it all makes us what we are. So what we're trying to do is just shed light on everybody. We're trying to you don't have to be the biggest name to be a part of the video. And if you are a skater owned company, are you guys skater owned? Shit Magazine? You guys are all skaters?
Yeah. Yeah.
We run commercials for free. If you're a skater owned company, if you own a company and you want to have a commercial running in our video, we run it for free.
Okay.
We don't charge anything, because it shouldn't be like it. You shouldn't have to pay money to have your stuff if you're a skater in a skate video magazine. I think that we all need to help each other. So we do stuff like that. And, we have a campaign, Please Don't Litter campaign, where after we do video premieres, we bring gloves and trash bags, and we tell everyone at the premieres, hey, if you guys want to help, we're going to walk around the area that we premiered it and just pick up trash off the street and try to help keep the environment, good. And just stuff like that. We want to change people's ideas maybe of the way that they look at skaters and the stuff they're doing there for their community. But and most of all, it's just really fun. Appleyard is hilarious. If you know Mark Appleyard, he's the best.
For sure.
You can go to idabblevm.com, and issues 1 through 5 you can download. They're only 99 cents. Issue 1 free on YouTube. But yeah, check it out. Now that we have this connection, we're gonna have to do a segment about Shit Magazine for one of the videos.
Oh, that would be great, man.
I'm gonna be interviewing you next.
Hey, yeah, that would be very nice, man. And thank you for the cause that you are doing right now with Sierra Fellers and Mark Appleyard.
Yes, sir.
And 1 year.
Yeah, we've been around for so April 2019 was our first issue.
Okay.
So yeah, a little over a year now. We're about to put out issue number 7. We'll premiere on our YouTube in October, I think on October 20th.
Okay.
So check it out. You'll see the newest issue come in October. You'll be stoked
with that. I will
check
it out. The
skate
community is going to check it out, because this is all about being a community.
It is 100%, man. And we got to look out for each other. We got to scratch each other's backs and hype each other up. Because if we don't, who's gonna?
That's true. Thank you, Jordan. I hope that someday we can skate, as we were saying, no matter if it's in Barcelona, Dubai, United States, Colombia, whenever.
I know, man. I got to get out there to Colombia.
Please.
I got to get out there one day.
For sure. Thank you. And I hope that you can skate today very good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Much love, you guys.
Thank you. Goodbye for you and for your projects.
Thank you, man.
Bye.